And that's what Jesus said. Jesus called on Allah. He said, Allah, Allah, lama asabachthani. I believe what's good for Jesus is good for you. If Allah was good enough for Jesus to call upon, I think he should be good enough for you to call upon.
Now, Sunrise police are investigating one of their own after a sergeant is caught on camera putting his hands around the throat of a fellow officer. A Sunrise sergeant has been relieved of supervisory duties and is under investigation following this incident. Police body cam video shows Sergeant Christopher Pulleys put his hands on another officer's throat. The incident.
Today, the cousin of a now deceased police officer says that in a deathbed declaration letter, Officer Ray Wood claimed his job was to infiltrate civil rights organizations and encourage leaders and members to commit felonies. He also claimed he was ordered to have Malcolm X's security detail arrested days before his assassination. Now,
like the real truth will come out one day soon about the murder of Malcolm X.
Minister Farrakhan deserves so many apologies. This government literally lied on Minister Farrakhan for so long to keep black people away from him and the Nation of Islam and the truth that the Nation of Islam speaks. For over 60 years, for decades, Minister Farrakhan has stood up for black people and never bowed down. Any black person who was against Minister Farrakhan and spoke out against him is because you were envious and jealous of the love that he had from black people. Now that the truth is out, you will not be able to keep black people from Farrakhan.
I come here today with a message. As president, I have a responsibility to act with urgency and resolve when our nation faces clear and present dangers. And that's what climate change is about. It is literally, not figuratively, a clear and present danger. The health of our citizens and our communities is literally at stake.
In court. And when you hear their story, it will be in a public trial. We have already had experience with these private hearings behind closed doors. Anything that the white man has to do to the Muslim, he has to do it in the open. He has to do it in public. Or he has to put every single one of us behind bars for the rest of our lives. When Mayor Yordan called for a government investigation of a religious group that has the highest moral standard of any group in the Negro community, Mayor Yordan was giving you an example of what Hitler did in Nazi Germany when he began to go on the rampage. We have confidence that the white public and the black public, if they hear our case, if they hear and have access to the investigation, will never be fooled by this phony setup that's stacked from the top all the way down. And if you doubt it, when you leave home tonight, when you go home tonight, look for the press. I'd like at this time to call forth these brothers who were arrested. The brothers who were arrested, come up here behind these chairs, please. They were suspects. This wouldn't happen in a white neighborhood. White man can walk down the street with packages on his head, packages under his arm, and packages everywhere else, and won't anybody question his right to carry those packages. But a Negro is suspect because the press makes you suspect. Yes, the white press makes Negro suspect. What do you got? All the information you need on it. And the officer made one stay at the rear of the car and the other go to the front of the car. And while he was taking the one to the front of the car, the polite attitude, the humble air, the submissive, intelligent, peaceful spirit that he unexpectedly found in this Negro infuriated him. And he began to, he told the brother, put down your hands. The brother was talking, not a criminal. A man has a right on the sidewalk to talk with his hands. Put down your hands. Don't broke loose. That was when hell broke loose. A struggle ensued. Shots were fired by the police and by a Negro door shaker. An alarm went out. When the alarm went out, instead of the police going to the place where the incident occurred, the police went 1 block away to the temple. When they arrived there, they got out of their car with their guns smoking. You would have thought it was Wyatt, what his name? Wyatt Earp. I'm telling you, they came out of those cars and we have enough witnesses to hang them with their guns smoking. Chief Parker knows this, Mayor Yorty knows this, and every police official in the city knows that. They didn't fire no warning shots in the air. They fired warning shots point blank at innocent, unarmed, defenseless Negroes. As I say, 2 of the brothers were shot in the back. Another was shot in the shoulder. Another was shot, 2 of them were shot, excuse the expression, through the penis. Another was shot in the hip, and the bullet came out the other side. Brother Arthur here was shot 1/4 of an inch from his heart. Let me tell you something. Now, I'll tell you why you say we hate white people. We don't hate anybody. We love our own people so much they think we hate the ones who are inflicting injustice against them. And who has been shot, the bullet having passed 1/4 of an inch through his heart. I'm not going to let him go, which I think you can understand why. You should listen to the conversation of the police officer while it was going on. 2 of the brothers who had been shot, who were lying hand in hand, as the officer said they were chanting a death chant. They were saying, Allahu Akbar. What does that mean? It means that God is the great. It means that God is the great. Understand, this that the white officer called a death chant was a prayer. They were praying when they were shot down. They were saying, Allahu Akbar. And it shook the officer up because they haven't heard black people talk any kind of talk but what they talk. And 2 of the brothers who were shot in the back were telling me that as they lay on the sidewalk, they were holding hands. They held hands with each other, saying Allahu Akbar. And the blood was seeping out of them where the police bullet had torn into their inside. Still they said Allahu Akbar. And the police came and kicked them in the head. While police kicked them in the head, telling them to shut up that noise. While they were laying on the sidewalk in front of our temple. Kicked them in the head. Shut up that noise. And one of them, when he was on his way to the police station in the ambulance, one of the ambulance attendants told the white cop, why don't you kill the nigga? He said, I'll tell him that he tried to get away. Why don't you kill the nigga while you got a chance? And I'll swear that he tried to get away. If he didn't say this, then I need to be put in jail, and I'll gladly go. One of them who was being taken to jail in a police car. As the ambulance sirens were coming to the place, one of the policemen said to the other, what are the ambulances rushing for? Nothing but some niggas. So he looked in and saw the Muslim brother sitting beside him, and he said, and he shut up. But after he got to the jail, the same officer that said this turned to the brother and said, I hope that you didn't get offended by what I said back there Some of my best friends are colored. This is what he said. That's his password. Some of my best friends are colored. And I, for one, as a Muslim, believe that the white man is intelligent enough. If he were made to realize how black people really feel and how fed up we are without that old compromise and sweet talk, why, you're the one that make it hard for yourself. The white man believes you when you go to him with that old sweet talk, because you've been sweet talking him ever since he brought you here. Stop sweet talking. Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up, if he's not ready to clean his house up, he shouldn't have a house. It should catch on fire and burn down. Muslims, we identify ourselves with the dark world. So we're not any minority. We're a part of the majority, and the white man is the minority. You have to know this to understand us. We don't think any odds are against us. We don't fight a battle like the odds are against us. Why, the whole dark world today is in unity. It's one. If you don't think so, look at the United Nations. When the dark world votes, they vote as one. They get the colonialists out of Africa and out of Asia, telling them to get out. They don't have any nuclear weapons, but they got a solid united voice, and their unity alone is sufficient to drive the oppressor and exploiter of their people out of their own country. You and I need to learn a lesson from that right there. In the UN, the dark world consists of Buddhists, Hindus, Shintoists, Taoists, Christians, Muslims, everything. But they're together. They forget their religious and political differences. They think as one. They move as one against a common enemy. And out of Algeria, he's going. Don't think he's not going. He's going. They're getting him out of Angola, out of Tanganyika, out of Angola, out of Uganda, out of Kenya. He's going from South Africa too. He hasn't got long to be there. All over this earth, dark people who have been oppressed and exploited by those who are not their own kind, strangers, are coming together to get the oppressor off their back. You and I learn a lesson from that. We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy. When they sat down at the Bandung Council, everyone there had this in common. Some of those who were sitting there were socialists, some were communists, some were capitalists, some were Christians, some were Buddhists. They were everything. But all of them were dark. And they looked at that dark skin and agreed that this is one thing they had in common. Forget that you're a Methodist. Forget that you're a Catholic. Forget that you're a Protestant. Forget that you're a Muslim. Remember that all of us are black and we're catching hell.
Before I begin, I want to send my warm wishes to the great people of Tennessee in the wake of the horrible and very vicious tornado that killed at least 19 people and injured many more.
So there it is. So we got here at the farms with the land, but we also have the trucking, and we also have chocolate. We got all kind of stuff, man. If we're gonna build the hereafter, it's not just land, it's not just the homes, it's entertainment coming soon, inshallah. So a lot of stuff that we're working on. So stay tuned, man. We just document the process so you can see the process. Peace.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad once said that the farm is the economic engine of a nation. We believe that with a little bit of land and a whole lot of unity, anything is possible.
This is Brother Ben X. I'm an internet entrepreneur and public figure.
In 2021, I met Brother Farrakhan Ali.
It was inspired by his 100-acre project, which later became a blueprint for Here After Farms.
Today, our mission is to help families find greater freedom through ownership and land acquisition. And the best part about it is that you too are invited for the journey. Today on Here After Farms, the series.
Sajda. She's rebuilding the home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, spent millions of dollars on the renovations. And we're gonna go look and see about Here at the Farms having a whole section or a room in the museum, because she's turning it into a entrepreneurship museum. Muhammad Ali has been there. I believe Martin Luther King has been there. Many great leaders have been there in that particular home. So for us to have a room in there is gonna just be, you know, amazing. And then we have a trucking partnership with Brother Stefan, and we already got 3 brothers on the road within like a month. I already got 3 brothers on the road, so we're going to talk to him about the trucking partnership. A lot of great opportunities on the way. And then from Chicago, we're going to Wisconsin, because there's 450 acres out there that's pretty much already built out. Got schools, got living spots already there, so we're going to go check that out as well. So we're going to be doing a lot of building this weekend. Stay tuned, and if you guys want to get full access to some of these meetings, this is what you'll get access to when you got some of my NFTs, so stay tuned.
Inside the city or out here?
Just right here.
Okay.
Go pull the video at Valero. You get on my traffic stop again, I will arrest you.
Yeah, I'll arrest you right now.
Do it, buddy.
And we're going to do it. Charges against your ignorance.
Do it, Ode.
Go for it.
Do it. There's cameras at Valero, and there's cameras at Napa that sees me pulled out.
Shut your mouth.
You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your boy.
Talk to you, boy. You a boy.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Count 302, status check.
Info.
Mother.
So like they're in control of that situation. So who's to say once they get you out of your city that you're gonna be welcome in the suburbs? It could just be like leading you out to like, okay, if you were around your friends, then maybe at the last moment, like you got a gun in your hand, somebody else got a gun in their hand, somebody just think like, okay, we should not turn the guns towards each other, we should look another way. But if you get out, far out by yourself, and they're gonna, it's like Dr. Claude Anderson had a way he explained, I can't get it out. It's like you dilute yourself. It's like if you spread yourself out, like that's how I think it's a thing with Prophet Muhammad was like having it was a battle, and the sister had to come and help him because they had taken over a city, and then everybody was going and getting the spoils of war and everything. They like started diluting themselves out, and then enemy came up and flanked them from behind.
Yeah, I think we understand. I'm going to let my brother Antonio Raphael and also my brother Vezo deal with those.
As far as you saying, like spreading ourselves out, that's the whole point. If it's 2 wars, then we spread ourselves out. We don't have to fight one at a time. No one said that. We fight 2 at a time. It's enough of us to fight both wars. Because at the end of the day, the dudes that's doing the killing, they not fighting no war. So who's gonna focus on them? We get everybody to fight one war, and there's still another war going on, and then we got half the other people that can be fighting the other wars sitting at home. We make use of everybody. And as far as them coming to have the city, that's why I said we have a plan. We play them mentally. If we think about it, all it takes is a thought. We make sense of our decisions, and it's gonna happen regardless. I own 2 businesses in Detroit, and I'm not giving them up no time soon. So if they come to the city now, they support 2 of my businesses. It's up to us to buy things.
We are fighting for Islam, and we will surely win with our Savior, Allah, the universal King. We are united with our nation, and it's called by His name. So let us fight, oh ye Muslims, fight for your own. Fight, oh ye Muslims, fight for your own. Fight for your nation, and we'll all be free. Fight for your nation, fight for your own. Freedom, justice, and equality, we now must have. For 100 years they slaved for the devil, lost from our own. So let us fight, oh ye Muslims, fight for your own. Fight, oh ye Muslims, fight for your own. Fight for your nation, and we will all be free. Fight for your nation, fight for your own. The earth belongs to the righteous. Fight for your own. Allah has given to you and I a national. The sun, the moon, the stars, the best of His creation, He has given to you. So let us fight, oh ye Muslims, fight for your own. Fight, oh ye Muslims, fight for your own. Fight for your nation, and we'll all be free. Fight for your nation, fight for your own.
All right.
All right, so here is the actual letter. This is the letter from Raymond Woods. He said, I, Raymond Wood, being of sound mind and body, I wish to confess the following. I was a black New York City undercover police officer from April 1964 through May of 1971. I participated in actions that in hindsight were deplorable and detrimental to the advancement of my own black people. My actions on behalf of the New York City Police Department, Bossy, that was a unit that they put together for Malcolm to really assassinate him. Eugene Roberts was a part of that Bossy unit, by the way, side note. It was done under duress and fear that if I did not follow the orders of my handlers, I could face detrimental consequences. Now remember the movie Judas and the Black Messiah? They did the same thing with William O'Neill. He was stealing cars and they said, hey, look, you can go home or you can go to jail for a few years. We can throw you in jail, but you know, what you want to do? So, you know, they made him an offer. He could have refused it. He could have did that little bullshit jail time. He didn't have to do that to our brother Fred Hampton. But you see how they do. They make these little deals. Now, here it is. Presently, I'm aging with failing health.